He was never just in the crowd. He was right there the whole time. The mask drops, the ropes tighten, and Robbie Redden finally reveals what he really came to collect. But Vickie Valentine isn't his prize. No, she is his reckoning.
What's that? You want to be scared? Come with me. You will experience tales of horror, ghosts, and death. It is not recommended for the weak at heart. Listen in the dark. It's more fun that way. This is Weekly Spooky.
Hello, my spookies. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for a little spooky in your weekly. I'm your host and narrator, Enrique Couto, and I hope you're doing well out there, and if you're like me, I hope you're not too buried in snow. We happen to get over a foot of snow, which is pretty unheard of, but don't worry, the snow isn't the only thing that's chilling here tonight, as we bring you the grand finale of our winter mini-series, Banned. But before we get to that, I want to say thank you all so very much for joining us, and especially those of you who have sent us emails recently saying that you enjoy the show and it helps you unwind from the madness of day-to-day life. And if you love what we're doing here at Weekly Spooky and want to support us in a very direct way, just head to weeklyspooky.com/join. For as little as $1 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes every single month and over 5 years of creepypasta readings, exclusive audiobooks, and so much more at weeklyspooky.com/join. And if you want to support us in a way that doesn't cost you a single red cent, head over to your favorite podcasting app and leave us a 5-star rating. It really does make a big difference. Now, as for tonight, imagine you've made it to the final night of a horror convention tucked inside a ski lodge. Warm lights, crowded hallways, laughter that sounds off. Outside, a blizzard rages so hard it erases the road home. Inside, something worse is erasing people, because the killer who started this weekend in whispers isn't whispering anymore. The lodge is packed with witnesses, the panic is spreading, and the next move isn't just another attack. It's the endgame. And somewhere in that storm, between the frozen pines and the locked doors, something ancient inside one of our survivors is waking up. So buckle in. Last time on Banned, 2 more of the first annual Horror Snow-In staff have been found brutally murdered, and the word banned carved into them. Patrons are getting scared and checking out of the lodge, taking their chances with the raging blizzard outside. Robbie Redden, the killer, makes himself known by commandeering the ski lodge's PA system and telling both the convention promoter David Mellencamp and horror starlet Vickie Valentine that he's coming for both of them. When Bidon de Briere, Vickie's handler, tries to stick by her, Mellencamp brings him into the meeting room and closes the door, locking Vickie out. Shortly after, she finds Bidon beaten badly and bloody, making it clear Mellencamp has gone crazy. Vickie vows to stop him, but a distraction allows him to attack her and render her unconscious. And where is Robbie Redden in all of this? Find out now in the thrilling conclusion to Banned by Rob Fields. Late Saturday night. Perspective, Robbie Redden. Wakey, wakey. It sure took forever for Darcy Hart to wake up. It didn't matter since she was tied up and gagged. She was all high and mighty back in Ridgeway Heights after taking my money and refusing to give me what I paid for. Yes, Darcy, I assure you, I'm quite all right, I told her when she saw me. She tried to talk, but the gag was making things difficult. Okay, I'll remove the gag. I raised my finger. But don't bother calling for help. Believe me, nobody's gonna hear you. Not where we are. After I removed the gag, Darcy glared at me. She looked so strange. How much makeup did Darcy get for Enrique Couto's movie? Bidon? What's going on? What are you doing? I gave Darcy such a smile. Let me show you something. Then I removed my beard and hair. Bidon? You are Robbie Redden? I laughed. Bingo! Also, I suppose it never occurred to you to try unscrambling Bidon de Briere to find my real name, did it? I knelt down in front of her. Now I finally have you, Darcy. I am not Darcy Hart, you imbecile, she yelled. Of course you are, I said. You really thought I'd buy it when you said you were a porn star? It did surprise me that you sold nude pics at your table. Then I focus. But why horror, Darcy? Look, Ernie's movie night was terrible, but I really loved it. You even said in interviews that you hate horror. Why do movies with Enrique Couto and the Corgan twins then? You even left the country to film that zombie remake. You won all those Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. Hell, you even pulled off a huge upset and won a Golden Globe. She changed the subject. What did you do to Mellencamp? I laughed. That idiot Dave knocked you out for me. After that, I knocked his ass out. Now I've got both of you, just like I said I would. You already know why I want you. I pointed to Dave. But this piece of shit here. I made myself calm down again. I drove to the Ridgeway Heights Horror Con to get your autograph and a selfie. After I gave you my money, you wouldn't sign my movie or give me the selfie. Then your handler, Kat Witherspoon, called her husband, James Turner, over. No matter how much I tried to explain everything, they just wouldn't listen. Imagine if you drove over 2 hours just to get ripped off. Now Dave was screaming at me through his gag. I made sure I tied him up good. He was so crazy he'd probably have brought the entire ski lodge right down on everybody. I pointed right at him. You really didn't recognize me, you fucking idiot, I asked him. Surprise, I'm Robbie Redden. Guess I ain't such a pussy after all, huh? I flexed my arms. After my back was repaired in an experimental surgery, courtesy of Mirren Technologies, I worked on bulking up. You can't imagine how great this feels, being strong. That, and I'm finally getting my revenge on the both of you. Then Darcy called out, Tell me, Redden, how did you take over the PA system when you were with me in the lobby? I laughed a little. Easy. I set up another smartphone at the PA mic. It went off when I sent the signal from my own phone. It's Wi-Fi only and a burner, so can't be tracked back to me. Quite clever. She complimented me. I looked back at my grand prize. Seriously, Darcy, how did you get to be such a cold, unfeeling bitch? You proved that day you don't give a shit about your fans. You think changing your name changes your past. The past may be the past, but it's still there. All you had to do was just give me what I paid for, and none of this would have happened. Darcy sighed again. You are mistaken about me, but you are correct about my not caring, because once I am free, you will regret not killing me when you had the chance. Perspective, Vickie Valentine. Robbie Redden caresses the side of my face. Even though you did what you did, Darcy, I don't think I can kill you. Just having you will be way better than your signature. I look him in the face. What will it take to make you understand that I am not Darcy Hart? I never even met you until this weekend. Did I not promise you autographed pictures and selfies on Sunday? Redden shakes his head quickly and screams, "Stop lying to me!" He stands up quickly and grabs a club with blood on it. He raises it above his head to strike me. I do not scream or beg for my life. I am a proud Gorgon warrior and will die with honor. Now I feel the pain of knowing that Bethany will learn of my death and how it will devastate her. But Redden ceases just before the weapon makes contact with my head. Really? You're not even going to beg me to spare you? I will never give you the satisfaction, you pathetic little fool. None of my people would, had they still lived. If you wish to end my life, then do so, and cease your petty threats. Redden gets this demented smirk. Oh no, I'm definitely keeping you. You shall never truly keep me, I promise him. I would claim your very head first. He points a shaky finger at me. You know, that's actually not a bad idea. Redden moves to David Mellicant and grabs him by his hoodie. When Redden pulls him to his feet, I can see Mellicant has been beaten. His bloody lip and black eye confirm this. I would congratulate Redden for giving Mellicant the beating he deserved, so long as he did not bind the fool in order to do it. After he shoves Mellicant into a chair, he asks, "Hey, Dave, remember what you wrote on my forehead before you shoved me in front of that delivery truck?" When Mellicant doesn't reply, Redden picks up a mirror he had on the table. No? Well, I'll show you. He holds the mirror in front of Mellicant. Just like the other members of his staff that were slain, the head of this convention now has the same word carved into his own chest. Banned. Redden chuckles. Just wait until the police find you, Dave, dead with my handiwork on your chest. Hell, I'm being kind to you, considering what all you did to me. Now Redden removes Mellicant's gag. "I'm gonna fucking kill you, you hear me? You pussy, you are dead! Dead!" Redden shakes his head just a little. "You ain't doing shit all tied up like that, but I'll let all this go if you return my $140 that I paid for Darcy Hart here." Redden returns to me. "You are such a beautiful woman. I got a cabin out in the middle of nowhere where nobody'll ever find me. I'll keep you there. Just the two of us. Do you think in time Maybe you could. Well, I laugh scornfully. I would never give my body to you, not even to preserve my own life. I'm a married woman, and I will never break my vows to my wife. Redden's eyes grow wide when I finally break the ropes securing my wrists. He cries out when I lay hold of his throat. He tries to remove my hand, but even with all of the physical training he's done, a Gorgon female is still his superior. I shove him away with enough force to make him stagger back and tumble over the table. I quickly unbind my ankles. Upon returning to my feet, I am with determination to avenge myself. Melicant's eyes become wide when he sees how easily I leap up and onto the table. As Redden returns to his feet, I easily flip from the table and land gracefully before him. Before he can think of what to do next, I utter my battle cry and strike him hard in the face. He staggers and falls to the floor. Know that you are trapped in here with me, I say with satisfaction. Redden is quickly back to his feet and comes at me. He takes me down to the floor and tries to place his hands around my neck. But I utilize my training and chop both sides of his own neck, making him cry out. I return to my feet and unleash a blow at his midsection. Redden groans and falls to his knees. Then I hear David Melicant groan as well. I really do not wish to save him, but to not do so would be murder for my part. While I have slain many enemies and usurpers who have come before me in the Night Realm, Melicant is merely a selfish mortal and not deserving of death by my hands. Even letting Redden have him to satiate his own vengeance violates my code as a Gorgon warrior. Redden forces himself back to his feet and sees how determined I am. You will never best Veranda again. When I finish with you, you will learn that I am indeed not Darcy Hart. He screams and comes at me again. I utter another battle cry and go at him myself. He soon learns that he is overmatched against me. I suppose that I am drunken with the thrill of battle, for I have not engaged in such since last Halloween in the Night Realm. I stun Redden with a bare foot to his stomach. I do not allow him to fall, however. Instead, I catch him and throw him up against a wall nearby. I feel myself continuing to grow stronger and change more into my monster form. I will relish rendering Redden to stone. He tries one more time to strike me, but I anticipate his blow and step aside. When he starts passing by me, I grab hold of his jacket and easily cast him over the table. He slams into the opposite wall and falls. I spring upon the table again and squat to look down upon him. David Melicant cannot believe what he has witnessed from me. "Yield, Redden," I command him. "Yield, for I shall not demand it again." Redden manages to sit up and points at me. "Fuck you!" I leap from the table and land beside him. He quickly moves and crawls underneath the table to the opposite side. From there he moves to the door and exits. If he truly wishes to make this difficult, then so be it. "Jesus Christ!" Melicant yells when the open door allows the blowing storm to come in. "Be silent, imbecile!" I return. I see a standing coat rack. After removing the coats, I break off the hangers. Perfect. Now Veranda has a weapon in this staff. "Are you fucking serious?" he yells. "You're going out there dressed like a slut, and you got no shoes on." Indeed, I assure him. I do not look upon him, but feel his expectant look. Well, come on, bitch, untie me! Get me the hell out of these ropes! Ow, shit! Clearly he has forgotten the word that Redden carved upon his flesh. I'll help you look for that pussy. I know when I find him. I do a Gorgon maneuver with my new staff and make Melicant cry out when the end nearly makes contact with his face. Jesus, what's your problem? You will be still until I return for you, I tell him, then ready my staff and follow Redden out into the storm. I gasp when my bare feet touch the snow. The winds and the blowing sleet do not turn me back. I have been in the mortal realm long enough to know that a being from here would die from this storm, wearing only what I am wearing. Fortunately, my feet will not become frostbitten or numb. Tracking Redden shall not prove difficult as long as I am vigilant in following his tracks. I think the winters of the mortal realm are definitely something to indulge in. I brace myself when a huge gust seeks to make me fall. I can feel my deep red coils that are my hair being thrashed everywhere. I stop when I see the deer that stands before me. It reminds me of fond days hunting for my prey prior to the Hellweaver invading my realm. But as this creature stares at me, I know that I shall allow it to live. I move on and continue my hunt for Robbie Redden. As for that building, I know exactly where we are now. It's where people wait for the cable cars that take them across the canyon and to the ski hills on the other side. Bethany told me this as we were packing to go to our separate events. Goodness, I feel that I am being seduced by the charms of this wintry paradise. I would enjoy the snowstorms and the hunting if these were my lands. I could truly live free as a Gorgon warrior. But I could never give up Bethany. My wife is far more important to me than anything. At least I may live the dream for the moment as I hunt Robbie Redden. I continue to follow his tracks. After several minutes, I see his shape as he stands before the cliff. I close the gap, but not too much. I wish to take Redden alive. I hope that he does not force my hand. Why come here? I demand. You cannot seriously mean to throw yourself over the side. You already put yourself at great risk just standing there. The winds are mighty and can force you to the ground, perhaps even over that cliff. With my night vision, I can see Redden's demented sneer. You really think I'd just end it all when I've come so far? Oh no, Darcy. I'm getting what I'm owed. One way or another. The fool rushes at me. This time he produces a small canister, which he sprays directly in my eyes. I drop my staff and cry out when my face burns hot with mace. The next thing I know, I'm being beaten by my own staff. Maybe I should just break your back so you know what I had to go through. You think anybody would give two shits about a heartless bitch like you? He keeps striking me with the staff as I attempt to stand once more. The winds continue to battle against both of us. Truly, I have been living as a member of the Mortal Realm Society for far too long. I should have anticipated Redden's treachery, but I do not have much time to learn from my mistakes when another gust of wind hits me as Redden strikes me with the staff. I am taken off my feet, and I am falling to my death. Redden and the storm have both sealed my fate as I fall down, down, down. Perspective, Robbie Redden. I did it. I finally got my revenge on Darcy Hart. I paid that bitch back even worse than what she did to me. Damn it, this feels good. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to keep her. Having the real thing is way better than having her autograph. Now that she was dead, that left only one final loose end. I had to work against the winds, but I was going to get back to where I left Dave Mellencamp. He was the one who put me through all that hell. He was the one who had to pay. Once I killed him, then my revenge would be complete. If I didn't know any better, I'd say the blizzard was getting worse and worse. A few times the winds hit me in the back and almost took me off my feet. Good thing I work out. I think if I hadn't, I'd have been knocked down and probably couldn't have gotten back up. Thinking about that made me want to kill Mellencamp even more. It was thanks to him that I might never have gotten back up. To be fair, I never believed Dave meant to push me in front of that truck. It was the fact that he tried to get out of it. It was the fact that he didn't want to accept any responsibility for his actions whatsoever. And you know he didn't want to pay one goddamn dime towards my surgeries. I couldn't believe places like Mirren Technologies existed. Really, it was because of their experimental operations that I was moving around again. Like what they did to me at Ridgeway Heights never happened. I went through a lot of pain and a lot of hell, but it was all worth it. Not to mention, it was all free. Now, as I was returning to where I kept Mellencamp, I was too eager. I walked inside and found him trying to rub his ropes up against a broken chair leg. "Oh shit!" he cried when he saw me. "Yeah, Dave!" I cried back, knowing my revenge was nearly complete. "When I get out of these fucking ropes, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you!" he yelled. When I took out my pocket knife, his eyes got big. No, get away from me! Ain't you done enough yet, Redden?" I laughed a little. Not nearly enough. And to Mellencamp's surprise, I put a hand on his shoulder and lowered myself to actually cut his ropes that were binding his wrists. Then I stepped back and saw his look of surprise. "Go ahead and untie your legs. So you want to kill me? Well, now's your chance. Here." I tossed him my knife. Dave grabbed it and cut himself free. He was back on his feet fast and swinging the knife at me. "Come on, you fucking pussy. I'll cut your goddamn balls off and feed 'em to you." Maybe back in Ridgeway Heights, I might have been afraid of him. I still stood up for myself in wanting my hard-earned money back. I promised myself if what Mirren Technologies did actually worked, I would make myself better. Not only did I build myself up through strength training and cardio, I also learned how to fight, self-taught. I had no idea Darcy Hart knew how to fight. To be honest, she had better moves than me, but I knew I could take Mellencamp. As he was learning, when I hit him again and again, he kept swinging the knife and missing. With each swing, I stepped up to him and hit him good. So you see, I could kick his ass, tied up or not. Dave had no stamina when he swung again and fell on his ass. That was when I kicked the knife out of his hand. Then I got on top of him and beat his ass again. All you had to do was either get Darcy to give me what I paid for or give me my money back, I yelled as I kept pounding his face. That's all you had to do! Dave wasn't even moving now. When I got off him, he wasn't dead. Seeing how he looked, you just knew I beat the living shit out of him. But I wasn't done yet. If you really thought Dave Mellencamp would learn from this and be a better person, well, no way. He didn't change for the better after he knocked me in front of that truck. Believe me, he wasn't going to change for the better now. He would always be the same piece of shit until the day he died, which was going to be in the next few minutes. I moved and retrieved my knife, the very same one I carved banned into all of my targets with. Okay, I didn't get to carve it into Darcy Hart's stomach, but that's fine. She didn't directly have anything to do with my banning all those years back anyway. It was all Mellencamp. It may have started with Darcy, but it would end with Dave. After I'm done with you, Dave, I'll take off. No one will be any wiser when the police find your body. And as for Darcy Hart, they'll be searching for weeks before they even find her body. I don't know how far she fell over that cliff, but I know it's a long, long way down. I lowered myself and put my knee down on Mellencamp's throat. As he was gasping and struggling to breathe, I raised the knife. Now I'm going to underline your word, Dave. Let's call this my chef's kiss as I'm gutting you. In fact, I'll be surprised if you have any guts at all. He put his hands on my leg and tried to get me off his neck. As I was about to lower the knife and complete my revenge, the door suddenly came apart and this monster was standing there. She was wearing the same miniskirt and slutty top that Darcy Hart was before I sent her falling to her death. But now she had blank yellow eyes and lizard-like skin, fangs and snakes for hair. When she smiled, I could see her fangs even more. Seeing those snakes moving on their own in her hair. Jesus. Hello, Robbie, she said. Do you still believe that I am Darcy Hart? Perspective, veranda. Oh, the look of horror upon Robbie Redden's face when he beholds my true form. Once more the Hellweaver's blood flowing through my veins is at full power. While it is true that I desired to have my powers again, the price is that I am cursed to live as a monster again. Possibly forever. But I shall use my newly restored power to stop Robbie Redden. He's backing himself up against a nearby wall and shaking. Get away from me, he yells. Get away! He pushes himself away from the wall and runs back out into the storm. I look down upon David Mellencamp and see that he is badly beaten, but I believe that he shall live. Redden beat him within an inch of his life, but Mellencamp is too stubborn to be overcome by something as mundane as death, at least for now. Knowing that he will not be going anywhere, I turn my attention to Redden and pursue him again. Once more, The hunt is on. My snake flesh protects me against the cold of this storm, even better than my once mortal flesh. I barely feel the chill upon my bare feet. I follow Redden's tracks. This time, I find him attempting to start a snowmobile. "I killed you!" he yells. "I know I did! What the hell are you?" "Certainly not Darcy Hart," I promise him. "I am Veranda." "But I killed you!" Redden repeats. "Had it not been for this storm, you might very well have succeeded in your task. But the winds kept moving me in different directions, until I finally came to land in a rather large snowbank. The force of the fall was still sufficient enough to injure me. I might very well have died, had it not been for the Hellweaver's blood that flows through me. I have fully regained my powers and am restored, and now I shall finally settle the score with you." Redden finally succeeds in starting the snowmobile. He screams as he speeds away. If the fool believes that he can so easily escape, then Veranda shall be more than happy to prove him wrong. Redden flies with great speed across the snowy lands. In time, he reaches one of the ski hills and maneuvers his way downward. Little does he realize. Redden screams when he feels himself suddenly removed from the snowmobile. He screams again when he looks up upon me. The fear etched upon his face is priceless. If you believe me to be Medusa from mortal Greek mythology, here is something you should consider. I predate Medusa. "Did you miss me, Redden?" I yell, before I toss him to the snow. When he tries to withdraw from me, I ask him, "Do you still believe me to be Darcy Hart? Answer me, mortal." "I won't let you take me alive!" Redden yells, finally back upon his feet. "I won't go to prison. It's not fair!" He flees. I am in pursuit. Though Redden's boots allow him to move across the snow with ease, he still cannot escape me. I could easily appear in front of him again, but I am enthralled with the hunt. Though I am barefoot, I can leap to compensate for the lack of traction. When I lay hold of Redden again, he screams once more. "Leave me alone!" He shoves me away and runs into some trees. I am ready to pursue him once more when I hear him scream again. One of desperation. Clearly, he is in trouble again. I follow his tracks and soon come to another cliff. Redden did not continue to scream, meaning he still lives. I lower myself to one knee to brace against the winds. Then I lean over a little and find Redden hanging off a rock just below. When he sees me, he calls out, "Help me, please! I don't want to die!" I could easily point out why he deserves to, but I understand that if Bethany was here with me, she would wish for me to show him mercy. Even though my wife is not here, she proves to be my conscience this night. Hang on, mortal. I see that I may step over the edge and land safely upon the rock, which Redden holds on to. Upon doing so, I seize both of his wrists and easily pull him up to me. Not wishing to wait for another strong gust to potentially make us both fall into the deep chasm, I leap up and just manage to make it back to the original edge. I run away from the cliff with Redden clutched under my arm. almost like holding a large football. When I am certain that we are safe enough, I drop him. He slowly returns to his feet. When he again beholds the snakes that are my hair slithering and moving around, he cowers in fear. You really aren't Darcy Hart?" he asks in disbelief. But, I raise my finger. No, I never was, and never shall be. Once more Redden flees. I follow, relishing the hunt. In time I track him back to the ski lodge. I almost wonder if I should even enter to continue pursuing him. But is this not a horror convention? People have dressed up in what is known as cosplay, which means that a real monster, such as I, may hide in plain sight as I pursue him. Redden tries to enter through a set of double doors but discovers that they are locked. He runs to the main doors and is able to enter. I'm not too far behind. I do not need to run after him. Upon entering, there are mortals, convention people, in the lobby who behold me. Wetness drips and runs down my body. Whoa! Wicked! Great costume! Love the snakes! The mortals make no attempt to touch me, but they clearly admire my costume. And then I have an idea. I point to Redden. "Seize him! He is the killer!" And just like that, they obey me and quickly lay hold of Redden. "No, let go of me, God damn it!" he shrieks. You don't understand! Vickie Valentine is a real monster! She's real!" Ironically, these mortals understand that I am indeed a real monster, yet they still admire me. But this distraction allows Redden to break loose. Luckily, I've gotten close enough to lay hold of him. I'm ready to finish him off, but again I think of Bethany and decide on a better alternative. Seeing that I am at the main doors to the dealer room, I rip one of them off and bring Redden inside. I turn on the lights and bring my prey to my table. What do you think you're doing?" Redden demands, still trying to break free. When we reach my table, I grab and fling the cover away to reveal my pictures. Then I lift him so that I may seat him in a chair. When I have his full attention, I point to the photographs. "Which of these do you desire?" "What?" he asks, confused. "I shall settle Darcy Hart's debt to you," I say. "Now, which of these photographs do you desire?" Then I wave him off. "Forget it. I will grant you one of each." I pick up one of the markers. From there, I sign each photograph with the following: "To Robbie, thank you for your services to me during the convention. Hopefully this makes up for what happened to you in Ridgeway Heights. With all my love, Vickie Valentine, XOXO." After handing him the photographs, I see his smartphone and seize it from his jacket pocket. Then I kneel beside him and utilize the camera feature so that we may take selfies together. When I have taken enough to where I am certain that Redden shall be satisfied, I return his phone to him. "There," I say, standing to my feet. "You now have your autographs, you now have your selfies. I would say that you got many times more than your money's worth." Redden just looks at me with surprise. Thank you?" I smile a little. "Of course." Then I lash out with my fist to render him unconscious. "They're in here!" I hear someone say. I move away from my table and leave Robbie Redden there, hiding behind Enrique Couto's backdrop. I watch David Mellicant bring the police to my table. Did he finally call them this time? I listen as he tells them how Robbie beat him up and carved "banned" on his chest. I will not say everything here, but Mellicant was beyond belligerent. Had Redden not have committed murder on his revenge spree, perhaps I would have granted him his freedom. The ones he killed were not the nicest of people, but they did not deserve to have their lives ended. Redden needs to pay for this. Mellicant watches as the police revive Redden. Then they read him his rights and arrest him. Believe it or not, he did not deny what he had done. He did ask the police if he could have his phone and the autographed pictures that I had given him. Of course, they would not allow him to keep his phone, but they saw no reason why he could not keep the pictures. Mellicant remains behind when the police depart. That is when I reveal myself and confront him. He jumps back when he beholds my true form. God damn it! Are you still in that fucking stupid-ass costume, Valentine? I point at him. Look around this dealer room for the final time, mortal, for it shall be the last thing you ever see. For all that Robbie Redden had done, it would never have happened had it not been for David Mellicant. Accident or not back in Ridgeway Heights, he still shows no remorse to this day. Truly, this mortal is without empathy. Before Mellicant can yell at me again, I stare hard at him. Then he sees my blank yellow eyes glow bright. What's going? David Mellicant never finishes his thought. His movements grow slower until he becomes still. Then he loses color in his flesh and clothing. Mellicant shall never harm or torment another mortal ever again, as he becomes gray all over. Once more, I wield the power to render an enemy to stone. David Mellicant shall remain here until such time. I'm certain that he will be moved, but he himself will never move again. A few moments later, I hear a sound and see my own phone upon my table. I smile a little when I realize that I forgot it here in the dealer room. Had I required it, I might not have remembered that it was here until I would have returned in the morning. There are several texts and missed calls from Bethany. I'm almost afraid to return her calls and let her see me as a monster again. But then I remember last Halloween, when she first beheld my true form. She had accepted and loved me as I am now. I call Bethany back on FaceTime. When she answers, she's surprised to see that I am restored and asks if I am well. When the dealer room lights are turned off and the broken doorway blocked, I remain hidden and can talk to my wife without being disturbed. As for the story of Robbie Redden, this is the end. All right, my spookies. Just like that, the horror snow-in is over. The roads will be plowed, the lights will come back on, the lodge will air out the smoke and bleach stains, and pretend it was all just a terrible weekend people will whisper about online. But you and I know better, because in Strickfield, endings don't always end. They hibernate. They wait under the snow line until something warm wanders too close. So thank you all for joining us for our first mini-series of 2026. And on February 11th, we'll have a brand new Valentine's Day special, just for all the spooky lovers out there. So make sure you're subscribed on your favorite podcasting app, and if you love what we do here and want to support us, head to weeklyspooky.com/join. For as little as $1 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes every month, and 5 years of back catalog creepypastas and audiobooks. And speaking of, I want to say an extra special thank you to our Patreon podcast boosters, folks who pay just a little bit more to hear their names at the end of the show. And they are Johnny Nix, Kate and Lulu, Jessica Fuller, Mike Ishskewy, Jenny Green, Amber Hansford, Karen Weemet, Jack Kerr, and Craig Cohen. Thank you all so much for your support, and if you want to hear your name at the end of every episode and earn my undying gratitude, head to weeklyspooky.com/join and sign up at the $15 a month or higher tier. It makes a big difference for the show, and I really, really do appreciate it. But now it's time for me to get back to work because there's so much more spooky to bring you as the snow hopefully melts. So for myself, for my executive producers Rob Fields and Bobbletopia.com, my creepy composer Ray Mattis, and my producer Dan Wilder, I'll talk at you later.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to find your way back next week. But for now, you are safe. Trust me.